Welcome to the stream again. If you're new here, my name is Jared. I am I don't know. I'm an experienced Rubyist. I run an agency called Super Good Software where we build highly customized online stores on a platform called Solidus, which is built on Rails. It's a Rails engine, and that sort of makes it just really inherently customizable if you're comfortable, making use of some of the more fun features of Ruby, some of the more fun dynamic features of Ruby, and honestly, some of the quirks of Rails. So that's what we do, but that is not what we're doing tonight. We will be doing that tomorrow morning. I do a Solidus stream at about 8:30. Though we have a meetup, a digital meetup tomorrow morning, so it will be postponed until after that's done, but I think that's at 8, so the talk will probably be done around 8:30 anyway. Should I go on with this? Right, so that's Solidus is tomorrow. Today we are doing the Advent of Code, Christmas themed programming puzzles. The next day gets released just in a few minutes. We are doing it with some constraints. We're doing it in Ruby, and we are doing test commit revert, TCR, which is a practice kind of like TDD or something like that, but higher stakes. If your tests pass, the code you have written will be committed automatically. If your tests fail, the code you have written will be thrown away. Code since your last commit. I am not using any debuggers. I normally would use Pry very heavily, but that feels against the spirit of this. I will drop out to an IRB console as needed to test things a little bit, but I will not be debugging the application in Pry unless I really get stuck. If I have not solved the problem by 10 p.m. Or 10 p.m. my time, so an hour after the puzzle releases, I will call it there. And I think that's it. Uh-oh. I feel like we're missing something on this screen. There we go. I'm also partaking in a locally run whiskey advent calendar. Today's is the Amrit Kadambam, I believe. I'm not sure how to say that. I think that might be typoed here on the blog post, but it is very tasty. Day 4, password processing. You arrive at the airport only to realize that you grabbed your North Pole credentials instead of your passport. I hate it when that happens. While these documents are extremely similar, North Pole credentials aren't issued by a country and therefore aren't valid documentation for travel in most of the world. It seems like you're not the only one having problems, though. A very long line is formed for the automatic passport scanners, and the delay could upset your travel itinerary. Due to some questionable network security, you realize you might be able to solve both of these problems at the same time. I'm one of those people that pronounces both with it like it has an L in it, and now that I'm conscious of it, I keep saying it the way everyone else says it. The automatic passport scanners are slow because they're having trouble detecting which passwords have all required fields. The expected fields are birth year, issue year, expiration year, height, hair color, eye color, passport ID, and country ID. Passport data is validated in batch files, your puzzle input. Each passport is represented as a sequence of key value pairs separated by spaces or new lines. Passports are separated by blank lines. Here is an example batch file containing 4 passports. The first passport is valid. All 8 fields are present. The second passport is invalid. It is missing the height field. The third passport is interesting. The only missing field is CID. So it looks like data from the North Pole credentials, not a passport at all. Surely nobody would mind if you made the system temporarily ignore missing CID fields. Treat this passport as valid. The fourth passport is missing 2 fields. Missing CID is fine, but the missing any other field is not, so the passport is invalid. According to the above rules, the improved system would report 2 valid passports. Count the number of valid passports. Those that have all required fields. Treat CID as optional. In your batch file, how many passports are valid? Okay. Okay. Oops. All right. Well, let's use Vim today. Do 2020 day 4. How about? Day 4.txt. Okay. One thing I was wondering, if do some of these have like the same field multiple times? I feel like probably not, right? That'd be kind of mean, because then we'd have to. Whatever. Okay. Well, we've got a test input. Lovely. Work with that. Oops, these are all messed up. Oh, jeez. Still getting used to typing on a normal keyboard again. Also got a new laptop coming. Got one of the M1 MacBook Airs coming, so I was motivated to switch to this back to the normal keyboard by the fact that I will have to use that normal keyboard to some extent. Okay. There's our input, and we can write a pending solution here. It solves the sample input. I could probably put the like default pending spec as part of my ooh, computer struggling. Music player. Ooh. I believe in you. Oh, I don't know. CPU usage might be just too much for it. Brutal. We'll give it a sec. We don't need music. Solves the input. Expect subject to equal 2. Cool. All right, and we can run that, and that'll fail and commit. Perfect. So that's always our first step, and then we just write 2 in there, and we're done, right? Oh my! See, this is what's happening yesterday. The auto read isn't working. Dang it. Don't know why the auto read is not working in Vim. So anyway, we'll just run it manually. Cool. All right. What to do first? I'm thinking we introduce like a class that parses an individual one, maybe. Or like a splitter, I guess. Like, I don't know. Moving, I always want to move in like tiny steps. It's like a record splitter. Doesn't even need to be like we could just like implement a single method on it if we want, right? Record splitter, do, and okay, let's not, I don't know why I was formatting it like this. Records, cool. And then I was just gonna take these and try and like, let's do it a little. This thing can be stateless, but let's just do that. All right, parse, and then let's just use like these middle two as our input. Something like, you know, a little simpler. We can make that look all nice. It parses inputs, and I'm going to definitely append this spec. Comfortable here, pending and expect subject. So I'm thinking this thing returns an array of hashes, and the hashes are going to contain like all of this junk in here, right? Yeah, definitely not used to my keyboard. So the first one is just like this, and then we can just treat these all as string fields. And oh, missed one. Then we'll just put another one in for the other one, and then we have, you know, an objective to work towards, parsing this thing into a reasonable Ruby data structure. That's what I'm thinking. Chat, you're very quiet today. Well, that's not how you do that. I always forget what's the easy way to do that. Okay. This is a pending spec. It won't pass. We can run this safely. Lovely. Committed. Hello. So we can also add a method to our thing. It's a class method, so we do a little shovel self trick, and let's just implement this. Oh. Yeah, we're still good. Now is where we might want to try to do this. So we want input, and we want to split it on blank lines, aka double new lines, I believe is how those are represented. I'm quite sleepy today, so yeah. Lovely complex whiskey. And then we want to split each of these on spaces. No, that's not how we do this. Now we want to map each of these. And each of these is an individual record. And we want to take those individual records, split them on spaces, and phone telling me to take the garbage out to the curb, but I already did. Oh, yes, dog appearance. We should get Roxy on stream for just a sec. We have bribes for such things. She's instantly just like, what's he doing? Roxy, come on. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. What an angel. This is Roxy. She's a Whippet cross. She's a mutt, though. She punched me in the face one of the last times I tried to have her do this. So, now she's being good, though. All right. Now you're being weird. Just trying to figure out if I dropped any treats, I think. So split. I don't know. What do we call these in the tests or in the in the key value pairs? They don't call these key value pairs anything. Well, oops, I did it again. It's called a pair. Split. Why don't we just use inject here? Why don't we just use inject, you know? Does the accumulator come first or second? It's one of those forever questions that no one really truly knows. I mean, chat, you're supposed to beat me to whether memo comes first or second. Memo comes first. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the reason I don't know whether memo comes first is because I am not a fan of using inject in a lot of places. Not in Ruby anyway. This is like too much code to be writing in. I think I'm in the like mindset of trying to write write the correct thing I need and not yeah, that's a good point. Write the correct thing I need rather than like write a small thing I know can work and then like building it up. I don't know. I think I'm coming at this wrong, but we'll get there. All right, so inject, and then we want to memo set the key, so we can do key value equals pair split on the colon and key dot to I, and that's going to equal value. Now this looks like could conceivably work. Okay. So that did not work. Not even a little. We got 1929 and 179 centimeters in an array. So that's interesting. They are the last values in each thing. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I know what I did. I didn't return, didn't return the memo at the end. I just did the assignment. Was thinking I was using each with object. Okay. Do over. Input. Let's split. Map. And we'll split our records on spaces. Or no, anything. We want spaces or new lines or anything. Split on, how do you like, just like that? Does that work? And this is where I'm allowing, well, I'm not allowed to do any kind of like proper pry debugging. I am allowed to just pop IRB open and test things. Oh, no, that's not the right thing. See, I'm not exactly a regular expression expert. That's word character. I wanted white space character. What's white space? S. That's what I want. Okay, that works. Split that S. Let's just do each with object. And the object's a hash. Does each with object use the same order of arguments as inject, or it's going to be one of those things that like randomly uses a different. Oh my god, it does. That's upsetting. There's probably some reason that makes sense too, but pair memo. Memo pair, do the same thing we did. Key value equals pair split on the semicolon, and memo key dot to I equals value. That's not the right command. Well, I left my spec pending, so this isn't exactly what I intended to do, but yeah, that's 2i is not the right thing anyway. I meant to sim. So they just assign them all to, that's weird because now I can like test that I'm right on this tiny change. Oh, what? Yeah, okay, so that is right. Interesting. All right, cool. Now we got a parser. Parsers the things. Now we can write like a thing that just like, I don't know, just is one of these things and returns whether it's valid. I don't know. Class, passport. So what do we decide? That first one has all, is it 7 fields we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 fields we need. So neither of these are valid? Well, this one is valid because because CID doesn't matter. Okay, that's easy enough. So we can say like describe valid that's the API. I think we'll just give this thing, because we're just counting which ones are valid to start with. And we'll have two contexts when it is valid and when it is not valid. And this one we decided was the valid one. It returns true. Expect subject true. This is a pending spec. And we're going to do the same thing for false. But we're going to say false. And we are going to replace these with the ones from the one that's not valid. So this one has 7 things in it. One of them is CID, so it must be missing one of them. Cool, more pending specs, but we have committed our changes and are no longer desperately afraid to lose them. We can even implement a valid method that does not pass, and we can now look at that, struggling to catch up yeah, like we're my stream's at like 28 frames per second. I really hope that my my GPU makes its way back to me before the end of this whole journey. It used to be an active. Yeah, no, there was like an accept thing in an active support, but I don't think we get that. So I'm going to say this is just record.keys minus CID is 8. All right. No, it's 7. 7. I think that should work. Should make both these pass. Right? No. Where it is valid returns true. Okay, so that did not work. Oops. Yeah. But auto read did. So it's like the auto read's being flaky, but I don't understand it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that is valid. The second one is not valid. I have them backwards. Well, that's funny. Wait, but only one of my tests failed, right? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that should fail. Okay, well that time I got backwards answers. So was I just wrong? So this is valid. Keys minus CID, which isn't in here, is 7. Right? Keys here minus CID is 6. What's going on? Any thoughts, chat? I'm very confused here. I'm not sure what the next step is. I honestly expected that to work. I got backwards answers. So it's valid if it has 7 properties, not including CID, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Like at record dot keys. Like I can do dumb stuff to debug, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Removing CID from this doesn't do anything, and its length will be 7. Record dot keys minus. Did I like miss something last time? Did I type it wrong? I must have typed something wrong. Oh, it's tough when it throws it away on you. Okay. I think we're just able to tackle this now. We can remove our pending from here. Take a stab at it. All right, 9:30, halfway. See if we can get the problem solved here. So we go parser.parse input. The feed is blurry for me. Is that just me? I don't know. My bitrate is very high, so the fact that we're on the same internet might mean you're struggling, but it's not like I'm not maxing out what Twitch allows me or anything. And our connection is incredible, so it shouldn't be an issue. So we want to say count do record, and we're going to say passport new record valid. That seem reasonable? Yeah, my like stream health, I think, is good. So there's that. That's all I know. Okay, that's probably our solution. Oh, I am not logged in. Unos moment. Sorry, I accidentally unplugged everything plugged in on my desk today, which was not ideal. And it meant that I lost things like the incognito session where I was logged into Advent of Code. Apologies for the delay. The script I wrote was able to find my input without me being logged in. So, because it has my session key. All right, we're back. We're back. Don't worry. Beautiful. All right, part 2. The line is moving more quickly now, but you overhear airport security talking about how passports with invalid data are getting through. Better add some data validation quick. You can continue to ignore the CID field, but each other field has strict rules about what values are valid for automatic validation. There's a bunch of rules. Your job is to count the passwords where all required fields are both present and valid according to the above rules. There are some examples. Interesting. I mean, this seems like just a bunch of grunt work to add validations. But let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. So first thing is our part 2 is going to, oh, I see that. So this is a different sample input. Is it? Excuse me. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is passport class, do the same sort of parameterization I've done in. It's kind of funny too, because like I don't think this is a good design pattern to do in like production applications. I have issues with it. Sorry, headphones decided to turn off for no reason. Oh, they turned off for no reason because there's no audio playing. Well, I guess I don't need them in. Sorry. So that should still work. Excellent. And then let's just start implementing, passport 2. Just gonna copy that from up there. Yeah, like I said, I'm a little tired today. We don't need this. We don't need any of this. We are describing passport 2. And I think we can reasonably do this. So going to set up a valid hash, an otherwise valid hash that contains all fields. That's not valid. That's missing some field, but we'll go. Oh, we know it's CID. Come on, fingers. Ooh. I'm going to and then I'm going to do a little Vim I'm going to do a little Vim macro. Then similarly, I need a bunch of these. I need to define lets for all of these. And then we need to put values in all of them. So let's just take the values from some known valid one. I did not hit Command C. Height is 74 inches. Did not mean to try and quit there. And we also need a CID. Oh no, I guess we don't need a CID for this test. There's no value in doing that. And then it is valid. So this is valid based on the existing rules. I hope that passes. Whew, okay, that was a lot of typing, a lot of sort of grunt work typing in between steps. So, okay. When the HCL is invalid, I'm just going to pick a random one. It is expected to go false, and I'm going to let HCL be, it's an invalid value for HCL. So that's going to be a regex one, but foo is invalid. So we can do that, and that should pass. So, okay, not changed the behavior, but doing good here. And then we pull out the old rubular. We match well, I didn't put a valid thing in there. Cool. That is a yes, thank you. Thank you, Hoth. What's the method on, is it just like dot match question mark? I use regular expressions directly so infrequently. Cool. That's simple. At record HCL. Seems reasonable. Sweet. One validation down, and we've got sort of the format for them, so we can pump out the next ones hopefully easily. What's the rules for ECL? ECL iColor, one of a set of things. Cool. That's not one of them. So, oh yeah, ECL invalid. We'll change that to an E. Mark is pending. Run. Boom. And ECL valid. So we'll just we'll use our handy friend. First we'll use %W since this is just an array of words, and we'll ask if that includes the ECL. Just gonna remap this to run part 2 instead of part 1, that it really matters at this point. Boom. Okay. ECL done. Yes, thank you. I did not think you were trolling. I am aware of the delay here. I year is issue year. So we're gonna say that's an invalid issue year. So sure. Pending. Boom. Remove the pending. Implement higher valid. Higher valid is going to be at, so I think I want to do a little refactoring. No, it doesn't really matter. I year equals that to I, so we convert it to a number. I year is .nil's an active support thing, I assume, like the nil question mark method. I guess I can just do, I guess there's no reason to write it like that. I can just write it like this. I year is greater than or equal to 2010, and I year is less than 2020. Oh, that is Ruby. Oh, neat. Thanks. At least 2010, at most 2020. Yep, so that's greater than or equal to, center equal to. Boom. That's good. Def. So we did HCL, we did IYR, we did ECL. I should have done these in order. We'll do UYR next. Oh, let's just start with the test. And the rule for this one is expiration year, 4 digits at least 2020, at most 2030. Interesting. Sure. Expiry year, valid. Just the same thing, but different numbers. And sure, I mean, I didn't even bother penning that one. Getting complacent. ECL we did. PID is the next one. Validations on PID, password, 9-digit number, including leading zeros. Just relay that one up. That is just, is there a number? Any digit, yeah. So like, it's not valid for foo, but it is valid for, valid for, I wrote 6 instead of 9. That would be a fun way for this to be a bug. Ooh, I didn't match on end of string. Didn't do the old /a/z thing. Which I probably, I'm typing this in the wrong spot, but sorry, /a. Now, and I'm putting them backwards. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is this, this isn't treating these as separate matches each. That's fine. I think that's what I want anyway. And I'm going to do the same thing here, because that seems like something that they would, if I were making this puzzle, I'd make it so that trick was required. It's probably ready to test for it, but we are running out of time. So PID, and we have birth year and height remaining. Birth year validation is 4 digits, at least 1920, and at most 2002. And I'm just going to copy the same code again. Whoop. (1920 to 2002). I'm not meaningfully testing any of these, but didn't call the method. And I didn't mark the spec. It's, whew. . it's probably time for another little sip of... Oh no. Oh, brutal. Okay. Get it right this time. Spec is good. What? We are on part 2, Jiggins. We're just implementing the validations. We have 2 left. We have the birth year. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, I didn't change the years. I didn't change the years when I did it there. Wow. Done this so many times now. It's just blurring together. Okay. This one is supposed to be EYR, not BYR, and it is 1920, 2002. Excellent. Okay. Is the spec pending? Don't want to have to type this again. Spec is not pending. Whew. Okay. Good. 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 Okay. That's done. And finally, we have to do height. Now we are and our height validation. I mean, we don't actually know that these validations work. I've not actually tested them properly. I've just like implemented things that made these tests pass. Must be a number. Oh, you jerks. Followed by either CM or okay. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. We can do this. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of grunt work, which is so one of the things that's more annoying about some of these puzzles. So, I mean, first let's just quickly. What's the? It's either IN or CM. And so this is going to be like /d plus, and then either inches or centimeters, right? Yeah. Regular expression for us, and then we still have to do some work, but okay, we'll mark that as pending so we can commit it. Oh, focus. So used to focus. Okay. Move that. I mean, it's going to probably pass regardless of what I do, but let's Hugd valid. I believe is how you pronounce that. Hugd valid. Okay, sorry. We are falling behind on the scotch. It's already 9:56. I'm going to finish this one, even if it takes me a little over time. Though this whole process is making me think I'm not going to be able to do all the way through day 25. TCRing every little bit. So first we want to check if, say, return false unless hooked, and that's a question mark. So we'll make our test pass. Oh. Why did that not make our test pass? It's gonna be false there. Oh, it has to equal false. Okay. Oh, right. That's funny. Yeah, I just didn't think through that one. Cool. That's fine. Valid. Def hooked valid. It's going to be return false unless. Oh, dude, I'll write it again. Record hooked. And also, otherwise, we'll return true. No, I didn't unpend it, did I? No, God, no. Oh, no, we did. Sorry, passed. Yes, good. Test passed. Moving forward. We're almost there. And then, and do we care about the number itself? Oh, yeah, we do. So we have, I guess we can. Let's test that in a pry console. If we have this, and we call match question mark, we get true or false. But if we match, call just regular match, we get a match data, which we can take the match out of. Yes, cool. So the unit is really just equal to this, right? Call this record hooked. And we're going to say unit equals, and then we're going to, if unit equals CM, else do something else, and height is equal to hooked 2i. Because if you try and convert a string, interesting. I mean, we're at 30 frames per second. I think it's been struggling. We were like getting 20 frames per second earlier. I think it's, I don't really know what it's proportional to. Whatever in the background's using CPU, because it basically pins my CPU. I can't stream, I couldn't stream 60 frames per second if I tried, unless I really drop the quality. But I'd rather stream in 1080p since it's like text and stuff on my screen. So if CM number must be at least 150 and at most 193. So height is greater than or equal to 150 and height is less than or equal to 193. And instead 59 and 76. That made a test fail that birth year 74 inches. Why did that not work? So we did unit equals this. Or height is true. I'm gonna just kind of cheat here to get us through the end here. that passes. And I am right about how 2i works. I didn't just imagine this. Yeah, yeah. More than 59, less than 76. If unit centimeter, else it's inches. Centimeter is height 150, height less than or equal to 193. And the same for 59. Oh, sorry, getting back used to the non-weird keyboard here. 76. Less than or equal to 76, and this example has 74. I'm entirely cheating by doing this, but oh, must have typoed something. Maybe one of those greater thans or something. Okay, well, I think I've just implemented it. I think I just ran it too. Think that's the right answer? Not the right answer. My answer is too high. So we were being too permissive in some capacity. Well, that's upsetting. Oh boy. Oh boy. Did these... Where do we want to start looking? 19... Yeah. I mean... can play with things. So like one thing I was worried about is like that would... Oh, that makes it fail. Good. And I year is issue year. So if I change this to 2009, then it should fail. And if I change it to 2021, again, that fails. For some reason, my code's not reloading. Expiry year. Yeah, that's working as expected. High color. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Yeah, that was working as expected. Birth year is the same. Height. Maybe we should test it. So what's an invalid height? So for inches, 77 would be invalid. And it gives you examples of, yeah, it does. I have to go like put them all in. Then let's try cm, the old centimeters that allegedly some people use to measure heights. Okay, well, we tested them all and they all work. So, you know, we must have the right answer. I bet you I got it. I got a hint for you. What if I told you that we don't have an issue? What if I told you that I didn't actually update part 2 to be different from part 1? That we weren't doing anything with these extra validations? Password class is probably not the right name for this. What was it? Was it password class? Passport class, not password. Password was the other trip puzzle. Yeah, Jiggins got it. Jiggins knows what's up. Okay, so the problem might not have been with their validations. The problem was that I didn't actually implement solution 2, that I just implemented the class I needed to do solution 2. So there we go. We did it. That was a little painful grinding through all those, but we got there. Thank you, Jiggins. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. I'll be back again tomorrow night, and Saturday and Sunday, because my evening's freed up, somewhat fortunately, somewhat unfortunately. Yeah, that's it. Thanks everyone for coming. See y'all tomorrow.